Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, dwyervip.com, both free sites. Let's talk about this coming week in the NFL. Today is Thursday, October the 25th, 2016. But remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. First, I like the Cleveland Browns getting 8 points on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Understand, folks, these teams have already played each other. That game ended in a draw opening week, right? They're divisional rivals. They have a level of familiarity, right? The Browns know all about Antonio Brown. They know all about Ben Roethlisberger. They play these guys 2 times every year. Also, let's be blunt here. The Cleveland Browns, in my opinion, have the better defense. Right? Don't believe me. Look at the numbers. Right? So, given Cleveland's defensive superiority and familiarity, I like the idea of getting more than a touchdown here. I like the underdog in this one, Cleveland getting 8 points. Speaking of underdogs, I like the Green Bay Packers on the road in LA against the Rams. The Packs getting 9.5 points. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves with this Ram juggernaut, aren't we? The defense hasn't been as good as advertised, has it? Also, the Rams are a little bit banged up, right? Cooper Kupp, the wide receiver, has missed some playing time, right? You mean to tell me that I get the best quarterback in the National Football League, at least in my opinion, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, there aren't that many of them, and a Super Bowl winning coach, right? I get more than a touchdown. I get 9.5 points with Green Bay against a young team, right? They're young. I know they're talented, but they're young. A young team that's coming back to earth a little bit. I like Green Bay getting 9.5 points. Let's pick yet another underdog. You know, the Denver Broncos, 10-point underdogs on the road against Kansas City. Right? Denver has played a very tough schedule. Take a look at the schedule. They've held up very well. The offense is actually underrated. I know all of these guys, Mike Lombardi, a bunch of other guys online, are saying, look, Case Keenum is not an elite quarterback, etc. Right? Folks, just look at his numbers. Why don't we not go by his arm strength? Why don't we, in fact, go by what the guy has actually done? Right? His numbers are not that bad. Right? Plus, you have one of the league's dominant players in Von Miller on defense. Great pass rusher. And I think Denver, again, playing a KC team they know. Right? Divisional opponent, folks. I think Denver is going to cover this double-digit spread. Keep in mind, too, Pat Mahomes has been slowing down a bit. After the first few weeks, he didn't have an interception. We thought maybe this was a new paradigm. Right now, he's throwing picks. Now you notice some vets, guys like Andrew Luck, are quietly catching up to him in touchdown passes. Right? I think the 10 points is too much. I like the Denver Broncos at KC getting the 10 points. Finally, let's take a favorite on the road. The Philadelphia Eagles laying 3 points on the road at Jacksonville. Folks, Jacksonville's in disarray right now. You have Jalen Ramsey saying, hey, y'all see what's happening here in the locker room, and he doesn't mean that in a good way. Right? He's not talking about guys raising trophies. No, he's talking about arguments, people upset, etc. You have a quarterback situation where Cody Kessler was getting snaps for Blake Bortles, a guy who got this team to the AFC Championship game last year. Right, folks? Cody Kessler, let's just say he isn't exactly Steve Young as a backup. The fact that they're going to Cody Kessler shows you the uncertainty around Blake Bortles. Right? Also, Leonard Fournette. Gee. This guy skips a bowl game in college. Now he's skipping pro games. We're hearing about a hamstring injury. It's so bad, the team's going out there and trading for other running backs. Right? Fournette seems to be out for the foreseeable future. That's a problem. Now, all I'm saying about the Eagles is they were dominating last week for 3 quarters. They had Carolina on the canvas, folks. Carolina got off the canvas. Cam Newton made some spectacular plays. And suddenly, the Eagles found themselves losing a game that they were in complete control of. Complete control. So I don't believe the Eagles are going to have a hard time focusing this week. This is a team just coming off a Super Bowl win. I think these guys are upset and frustrated with themselves. They know they're a better team than the team that showed up and played the 4th quarter last week. Right? Let me also say this too. The Eagle defense is above average. That's a damn good defense. Right now, I agree, Jacksonville has an elite defense, even better defense. But I'll say this. Elite defenses don't bother superstar quarterbacks as much as they do scrubs. And Carson Wentz is a guy who really was in line to win the MVP last year before he got injured. Right? I think this is an elite quarterback who's at the helm of a team that is upset, that feels that they let themselves down last week. They're playing a dysfunctional bunch. I like the Eagles on the road laying 3 points against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's who I like this week. Tell us in the comments section of this YouTube video who you like. Share your insights with the gambling public. Let me say this too. If you have a sports service and you want to pub that sports service and leave a link in the comment section of this video, I have no objection. Right? The goal here is not to compete against each other. The goal here is to beat the casino. Let's get after it. Good luck.